Aries, welcome back to BohoMystic. My name is Marinelli, and today we're doing your August forecast, horoscope, reading, whatever word you want to fill in. Wow. So when I asked what reading is next, I heard Mars. I'm like, Mars? And they're like, Aries. I'm like, oh, of course, Aries. But that's the first time I've heard Mars instead of Aries, so interesting. I'm doing this at the end of July, of course, and I know that Mars was just conjunct the South Node, so interesting. But August, I think, is going to have big energy for you guys. Big. I did my meditation, and it was quite short, but quite insistent. It was the same thing over and over again. I couldn't get anything else from it. And it all started with what I thought flying down to me was an eagle. And as it got closer to me, I'm like, that's not an eagle, that's a parrot. And then it kind of perched like midair. I'm like, yeah, it's a parrot. And then it changed, and then the head was like of a bald eagle. I'm like, oh, no, it is an eagle. And then it became a parrot again. So there are no colors. It's more of like the shape and energetic body of this animal, the silhouette of whatever it is. And I wrote down a parrot. This is, of course, afterwards, but I put down a parrot who should be an eagle or an eagle who's acting like a parrot. Interesting, right? So then after that little parrot eagle thing, that eagle becomes a crane. And the crane was flying, like taking off and flying from like water. And then that crane, I'm like, okay, well, that's a crane. I knew that much. But then the crane becomes a stork that's flying, but kind of like a cartoony stork. So I'm like, okay, another transformation here. And then I see that stork kind of like come up, and on like, I don't know, a plateau, and this is like in black and white type of thing, there's like this little, that bird becomes like the road runner, like the cartoon road runner, and it starts going. And I'm like, that's crazy. I felt the energy though, right? And I wrote, it felt like 8 of Wands, like whoosh. I said, oh, okay. I think there's a lot of change happening to you, for you, around you in the month of August. I mean, this was one thing to another, to another, to another. I mean, it was just like, just over and over again. And then I look up on this plain, this plateau, or where that road runner was. Wow, that's a tongue twister. And all of a sudden I see this enormous elephant, enormous, has these enormous tusks, and he's walking and slowly. And I noticed behind him is a parade, like a line of other elephants that he is leading across this plain. And I'm feeling like, I literally felt, I'm like, is he going too slow? They're going too slow. Because is this 8 of Wands cataclysmic? Like, are they going to be obliterated if they don't move? Like, what's going on? I didn't know what was going on. And I did feel a little anxiety there, I have to say. And then all of a sudden, it's like as though, well, my mind heard me, and they started moving a little faster. And I felt, okay, they're moving faster. They're still elephants. They're not galloping or anything. They just started moving at a faster pace. And that's when I heard, let Mars lead. So now I understand why Mars led me into this reading. So I don't know the astrology of Mars for next month. I'm sure it's easy to find out, especially in relation to you, Aries, who is also ruled by Mars. You definitely need to take a look into that. And of course, it's also energetically, let yourself be catapulted in the direction that you should be going, where you're being led to go. That's what I'm feeling. Don't fight the changes. Don't fight transmogrification of one thing into another, like the transmutations. Like you're going to go through a lot of rapid growth, a lot of replicating in the month of August, and you just need to let it go. Like go with it. Let it happen. Don't fight it, because there is a huge gift or a huge delivery at the end of this. Right? You ended up with the stork of the flying kind, or from all the flying animals. And then to the roadrunner. And then you had that enormous parade of lions. I mean, oh my God, I just said lions. That's not, they were elephants. We are in Leo season. Today's actually the first day of Leo season. Maybe that's confirmation that it's in August 2025. Leo season. Interesting. Okay. It's like those elephants. I mean, they were on a purpose. It's like they were moving home. They were going to sacred ground. They were going to greener pastures. Like seasonally though, that's true. Like they weren't being forced to move, but they felt like I felt they had to move faster than they were going. And that's because of all the changes that I had just experienced in the vision. But they were doing like a trek that they all do. Maybe new feeding grounds, new temperature changes, so they go somewhere else. I don't know. There is something there. Like the elephants. And then I just got like the 3 wise men. A very long trek, right? Trekking to see baby Jesus. That's popping into my mind. So I have to say it. Like, so there's a purpose to this. There is a purpose for all this change, for all this transformation. Transmutation is such a good word. And maybe you're actually transmuting. You may actually be transmuting feelings, pain, or you may be transmuting growth pains really quickly in order to get you to another level at a much faster pace than you would have been able to any other time. Like, this is the time. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. This is the time. That's why I kept saying, that's why I went on that whole thing about the elephants. It didn't feel random. Like they were actually, it was their time to move to where they were going. Like it was their migration pattern. And this is your time. And you are being given the gift by Mars. If you allow Mars to take the lead, you are being given the gift of faster transformation, faster. It's like that Mars can fast forward you through the paces of this transmutation so that you don't miss out on this opportunity that's coming in for you. The whole thing about where I felt like they were going slow and I was worried about them. And maybe there's a fear either from you or from Mars or from the universe that you're not going to be able to meet what it is that you need to meet at the time you're supposed to meet if you keep going at your pace and fighting the changes that are happening to you. Whoa. This is so clear, but yet so difficult to explain. Maybe it's not that difficult to explain. It's like someone is racing down a highway or the road to get you to a plane that you're supposed to meet. Or you're supposed to be at a certain place to meet this person that you're supposed to meet. Or you're supposed to be there for a phone call. Or you're supposed to be there, or you're supposed to not miss something happening because it is it will take its while. It will take its time to make itself known again. Yeah, this is big, Aries. So however this comes out in the cards is going to be really interesting. So let's get to the bottom of it. I did the pre-shuffle. This is actually the first time a Marseille deck has wanted to come out in my readings. And I understand it now. It's funny because it's like, I don't have time for you. I think it's going to be a pretty clear-cut reading. It's like, I don't have time for you to give options and read the cards intuitively and the artwork intuitively and see if there's anything else that maybe you can, flesh out from what I'm being shown. It's like, these are the cards, you know what they are, pick what you need to say from them, and that's it. Like, I even feel like I'm being pushed at a faster pace than I normally am to do this reading. So the only card that came out was in this deck, and it was a 7 of diamonds with the word work, and there are a lot of gears, like watch and clock gears on the card. Watch and clock. Like as though they're fast, they've learned how to move the gears faster. They're buying you time. They're fast forwarding the gears. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is literally just, yeah, it's coming out. All right, let's get to this then. Let me follow their lead. Let's see what we need to know. Okay. All right, that was fast. I'm taking that one too. Oh my gosh, this is the fill in the blank card. And I thought I took it out, but I guess there's 2 in here because I can see the other one over there. That's interesting. There's 2 fill in the blank cards. I took out the one that I saw. I didn't realize there were 2 in there. And that's at the bottom of the deck. Like as though your future is not, or the energy around you is so in flux, I can't even put a finger on it yet. Like they can't even give me, because it can't even give me filler in this reading. Wow. Underneath that, oh my gosh, there's 3. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have to unpack this. So I guess there's 3 of these. Okay. So just hear me out. So you have this. Underneath that, you have the Judge. With the light attributes are balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. The shadow attributes of the Judge are offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Interesting. And then underneath that is the Messiah. And I just used that example of the elephants being like the 3 wise kings, the 3 wise men traveling to see the baby Jesus. Light attribute is serving humanity with humility, and the shadow attribute is exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Maybe that's the lesson here. That if you don't meet whatever it is that they want you to meet, or that Mars is trying to get you to meet, it's not the end of the world. I don't know. Let's see. And then underneath there is the other light attribute. And then Samaritan. You may actually have someone that intervenes like the Good Samaritan in your life in August and makes this happen for you somehow. Like you may get a miracle. Out of the blue, someone just makes something happen for you. All right, let's see what else we have. What else do we need to know for the Aries collective, please? What else do we need to know? All right. Bottom of the deck, we have restriction with four. Oh my gosh. The Four of Hearts. And that's, there is a bird that's closed in a cage. Holy moly, this is so specific. I'm even hesitating to bring it up. Maybe, especially with Judge, Messiah, Samaritan. This may have to do with a legal case. This may have to do with a sentencing of someone. There's no judgment, okay? I mean, this could be for someone who's affected by someone who is incarcerated, either as a family member of this person or a victim of this person. I don't know. Yeah. This could be a court case, court hearing, a trial. Loss. Oh my gosh. Five of Hearts. Or an appeal. Oh my gosh. A last appeal. An appeal that's being made on someone's behalf. That's really specific, but I mean, the Samaritan is a person who comes in someone's defense, or with new evidence, or new evidence to help the verdict be in the way that you want it to be. What was that card that we got? The Messiah. Exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Maybe you realize that you don't put that on you anymore, that you are the reason, or that to forgive yourself if the verdict is not the way that you want it to be, or that the outcome of this case, trial, is not the way that you want it to go. It's not your fault. You can't take that blame. Wow, guys. What's underneath there? Love. To do with the loss of someone that you absolutely loved. Oh my God. I think I'm tapping into someone. I think this part of the reading is for someone out there that's watching this video, because it's like a gut punch. So if this is for you, I am so sorry for your loss. Let's see how the cards come out, because those elephants were getting there. Change is coming. That delivery is coming with that stork. Moving on with this reading, knowing that huge changes are happening. Time is of the essence. Something is arriving, and we want you to arrive to meet it. Let's see what the cards have for you. Let's keep going. All right, Spirit, what else do we need to know? All right. Bottom of the deck, we have traveling with 56. Number 11. This is your path. This is on your path. Your team, your spirits, your angels, your ruler is trying to get you here. Traveler, creating small success, traveling, constancy, brings good fortune. You need to keep going. Just like those, I almost said lions again. Just like those elephants. And I almost said a pride. Is this another case of the eagle and the parrot, where I'm seeing the elephant, but I'm saying lion? Is the lion acting like an elephant? Where lions are predators, and they're fast, and they're the king of the jungle, and they're exude confidence, or should exude confidence and sovereignty, and not big and bulky like the elephant. I mean, I love elephants and they're amazing, but in this corollary, follow me. And they're going slow. And that's why I kept feeling like the elephants were going too slow. Because they're not elephants, they're actually lions, and they should be hauling their butts. And instead, they're like just walking in single file, taking their time to get to wherever they were supposed to go to, but they could get there so much faster if they realize they're lions. Oh my gosh. Number 2, 62. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is Mercury retrograde or if this is just now I'm thinking everything that's coming out of my mouth is very specific. Number 62, small exceeding. Creating success, constancy bears fruit. Again, constancy over here too. Being consistent. Allows small works, does not allow great works. A bird in flight leaves its call. Going higher is not fitting, coming down is fitting. Great good fortune. Okay, so maybe you're worried that you're exceeding yourself in expectations on all these changes or all these expectations that are coming in, or that you're exceeding yourself in expending too much energy when you shouldn't, because you're saving up to be able to handle what comes at you soon. And if this is truly waiting for some kind of judgment call, you're worried about letting your hopes fly too high. You're worried about daydreaming and visualizing what can happen and what can be because you don't want to be disappointed. Okay. Let's get your tarot and see where we go from here. All right, what does the Aries collective need to know for August, please? All right. So the first one is your current. Second is your past influencing. Your third is your what you should let go of in the month of August. And above is what you should focus on. And moving forward, outcome, please, is that one. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Coins. Your mind is set on the future, building and providing. And whatever this change is, whatever this opportunity is that you can't miss, is integral in you achieving this success. And I just got to feed mouths. And I said about the grazing lands and the migration pattern of the elephants. Like what this change is will impact the way you provide, if not your family, for even potentially a bigger group of people. If it's a company or in your career, like it has a ripple effect on more people than just you. And I even think even more than just your family. Under that, we have the Five of Swords. There's a lot of disparate desires. It's like everybody wants a piece of this pie. Everybody has their own ulterior motives. And that's why it's so hard to get your hopes up. And then the Six of Swords. Is this losing out on a house, a multiple offer situation, or you have to move out by a certain time, or you're only approved to a certain time frame, and you need to get this offer and this contract signed before it's too late. It's also movement. I mean, there's in the traveling. Do you need to get your housing somehow situated before a certain cutoff time in the month of August? Like you've been forced to evacuate the home that you're in now, and you need to find a new home before a certain date, or you have to move out by a certain date, and you still don't have a new place to move to. It's amazing how these readings, and I always say this, how these themes and how these energetic chords express themselves for different people. Very similar themes, very similar energetic feelings, vibration, but how it could affect different people and how they play out in each other's lives, I always find absolutely amazing. Because I could understand how that would feel, for lack of a better word, life or death for someone. Especially if it's about your family, right? The King of Pentacles. I can understand if this was you waiting on a court date to find out about the fate of someone that has affected your family, if they are your family or they're not your family, or wherever you fall in that, how that is also life and death. People's perception and people's realities will dictate how it affects them. And that's what I'm seeing here. But I know that whatever this is, you guys are emotionally invested and tied to this. All right, let's see what the Euro oracles. Addict. The light attribute for an addict is helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. And your shadow and the shadow attributes for an addict would be compromises integrity and honesty, and allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Could this be a court case regarding someone who's an addict? Oh, that's what I'm getting. If you're a person who's dealing with a loved one who is an addict, you may feel that time is running out before something really bad happens to them, and something that will affect them for the rest of their lives. And you want that to stop as soon as possible. And you may have felt like this has been all on you, but someone will step in and help, potentially, with the Good Samaritan, with the Samaritan. King. Oh, what did I say about the Leo? Attributes for a king: enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. And that's also the King of Pentacles. That may be your Samaritan. Or maybe you feel like this is you, that you're constantly helping everyone, and you feel like you're the only one that can help. You're the only one that can do anything for anyone, but that's not true. Maybe you feel like, or you don't realize that some people have to fall and pick themselves up. You can't keep saving them from themselves forever. It's not your job. You could be a parent of an addict. Maybe that's the lesson that you're learning, or that you will learn in the month of August. Wow. This is a serious and very deep reading. Shadow attributes of a king would be excessive feelings of entitlement and rulership without restraint. I don't think that's really the case here. I don't feel it at all. I do think this is more about you feeling or having like a savior complex. Yeah. Okay. Especially with them together. It's like you need to keep holding them up, not letting them fall. But what is that doing to you? And if it's not an addict, it could be a person who just makes poor judgments, and you are constantly coming to their rescue because you have the means to, you have the know-how, and also you feel obligated to. But I think things are coming to a head. Oh my, I think this is going to resonate with a lot more people than I thought when it comes to the court systems. King of clubs, the authority figure. We had judge. Oh, now we have addict, restriction. The bird is caged up. I think it may break your heart if this does not go in the way that you want it to. This could be that the loss is you realizing and accepting the fate of this person due to their behaviors, due to their choices, and that you can't control that outcome anymore. You can't keep covering for them anymore. You can't save them anymore. Wow, I'm getting that really strongly. I think you're the benevolent king, and the authority figure is Mars. The reckoning is Mars, because this is your tower, potentially. It's for you to realize you can't live another person's life for them, and you also have your own path to follow. You can't be a martyr to their cause when you need to live your life. That's definitely here. That's definitely here. You see how this male, and I said Mars is he, and there's a surplus of male dominant energy here. Surplus of divine masculine. Surplus of a divine masculine. Yeah. Oh, 6 of diamonds with the tree and family. You definitely could be a parent here, or a person who's in a parental role, a guiding role in someone's life. And maybe that's the obligation or what tethers you to this individual. You feel like you're letting them down. Oh, look at how the addict is pushing against, like, right, this oncoming rush of water, waves. But it looks like they're pushing against the family. But if we read it with the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Diamonds, that also brings in the notion that benevolence will come in. But it's not going to be from you. I think, again, you're going to get a Samaritan to come in and help. If this is a court case regarding some kind of drug infraction, you may get a more lenient judge or someone who sees the benefit of rehab instead of incarceration. I know that may be a hope. And we have the 5 of Wands, which is with obstacles, and it's a padlock. But this is also right next to what I would consider is the person watching this. the king. Like, you may feel your hands are locked. Your hands are to help them. You can't do anything to help this person. Last card, small taming. Creating success. Dense clouds without rain come from our Western altars. Oh, what I just said. This is next to the authority figure, the judge, the person who is in charge of whatever this is happening to you, the person who is the decision maker of what happens. Maybe they will see that a small taming is only necessary, not something more lifelong. So let's take a look at the current energy for the month of August for you, Aries. 8 of Cups. That's nice. The word, it's nice, and then all I'm getting is rebuilding. There's rebuilding. There's definitely rebuilding. I mean, with the meditation and all the changes and all the transmutations, it's like rebuilding your life, because your old life doesn't reflect who you are anymore. It doesn't reflect what you need or is possible anymore. That's what I'm getting. I think that you're going to have a lot of rebuilding in the month of August. That's fantastic, though, because that's also leading with your heart. It's also going in the direction of your heart, being heart-led to your new future. Pass influence on that, please. Oh, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I think that, talk about fast energy. I think that you've been scrambling after finding something out recently. And you hop into action and try it. Again, there we go. I think we're finally piecing this together. You're hopping into action, trying to stop it from snowballing into something bigger. I could see how that definitely is here. What is it that you should let go of in the month of August? The 5 of Pentacles. The fear of losing because of the situation. Whatever the situation is. And I said I was going to go with what immediately came. So we had rebuilding. It's the fear of losing. I think that you need to release the fear of losing everything. Be present. Work through things as they come to you. Remember what I said originally during my meditation and everything that was just riffing after that. They're asking you to let Mars lead. They're asking you to surrender to what is happening to you, to this previous tower moment, to something that shook you to your core, so much so that you need to rebuild, right? With the 8 of Cups. The tower is not here, but it's here. And I think you're being asked to let it happen, and that you're going to be able to rebuild. You're going to recuperate after this 5 of Pentacles. You will. The person you love will be able to recuperate from this too. I feel like I had to add that. So what is it that you should focus on in the month of August? The Knave of Clubs. The Knight of Clubs. Yeah. Again, rebuilding. You need to save as much energy as you possibly have and do this. Rebuild your life. rebuild your family, rebuild your heart. And that takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot dedication and strength to move on, especially if you have other people that you need to worry about. And they're asking you to harness the fire, harness the energy that comes innately to you as a fire sign. Use your reserves and move towards this direction and start rebuilding. Don't waste this fire on anger and on retribution. This is your fire to use to rebuild your life, to keep warm at night. So moving on in the month of August, what are we looking at for outcome? 9 of freaking cups. Oh, guys, I feel so good. Wish fulfillment. That's all I'm getting from this. Wish fulfillment. And I think it's wish fulfillment in this person being taken care of, seen as a human, seen with and through benevolent eyes, not judgmental eyes, maybe. Like truly judgmental eyes. You know what I mean? I think that you'll be able to sleep at night. Because I don't know and I can't tell you what the verdict is going to be. What I'm feeling is there's a sense of peace with this card. Not a sense of celebration, a sense of peace. I'm going to get another card on that. Outcome, please, Spirit. Outcome. Here's the Tower. That's the Tower we've been talking about this entire time. So we have the Knave of Pentacles and the Devil card to clarify the 9 of Cups. You know, if this really does come down to having a person who is an addict, hasn't taken care of themselves in this world, this I'm seeing, I mean, with the 9 of Cups, what did I say? I didn't feel that this was celebratory. I felt like this was peace. And this is clarifying that peace. So what would give, if you were a parent of a person like that, great peace? It's knowing that your loved one is working to tame their addiction, to tame their attachments, to tame their predisposition, to tame all the things that hold them down and not allow them to find happiness and true peace in life. I think that would be a 9 of Cups for someone who loves someone so much. That will help you sleep at night, no matter what judgment comes in. So if you can attain that peace of mind, it's a win. It is a win. It is absolutely a win. I also now know why you guys came out so early on in the cycle of these monthly readings. I feel like this reading has to come out soon. There's like a forewarning here. I'm going to take a quick peek under that Tower. So the Tower, which I knew, 3 of Swords, and the Star. Oh, it's fantastic. Okay. So the Tower, the 3 of Swords, the healing and the renewal is there, which is very similar to your outcome of the 9 of Cups with the Knave of Coins. And that Knave of Coins, that Knight of Coins is not, doesn't give up. That that Knight of Pentacles works their butt off to follow through. So I think this is something that you can believe in. Though there is heartbreak, rebuilding of this heart, it will come. The Eight of Cups, you will be rebuilding. Don't lose sight of the fact that the universe holds you and is shining your North Star for you always. And the promise of healing and love is ever present and always enveloping you, even if you don't feel it at that moment. You are in its cosmic flow and you are being buoyed by it. So please don't lose sight of that. And so is your loved one. So is your loved one. Always. And I think the universe is telling you that. Don't lose heart, my loves. Don't lose heart. I think it's going to be a bumpy road, but I think that you're going to have some peace at the end of the month, because I also think you need that and you deserve that. I think this has been a long road for some of you. I really do. It's a long road and you feel like you may, dealing with guilt and thinking and wishing you could have done more, you could have been better. It's not yours to carry anymore. Not yours to carry alone anymore. Let someone else. I think this Tower is someone else coming in and taking that part of that load off of you. I definitely will do a mid-month check-in for you guys. I will. All right. Take care. Bye.